Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that something you were told all your life, something everyone around you believe it, isn't true. You were taught that magic belongs in stories, fantasy books, fairy tales, stage tricks. That real life is rigid, measurable, certain. No blinking lights, no spells, no unseen forces. But what if magic is real, not as illusion, but in the way your mind, your beliefs, your emotions weave together to shape what you see, feel, what happens? What if reality is more fluid than the solid, fixed box you were told it is? If you've ever felt something stirring, an intuition, a synchronicity, a moment when luck seemed to follow you are already closer than you realize. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you will see magic not as fantasy but as something quietly real, accessible. A skill you can learn, practice, live. This is how magic works. Close your eyes and remember being young before rules, before the you can't, the censures. Children see more than adults notice. They inhabit a world of symbols, invisible threads, curious energies. Their senses wide open. They talk to imaginary beings not out of delusion, but because the boundary between inner and outer isn't fully drawn. Then schooling, culture, religion, society step in. You learn. If you can't measure it, it doesn't count. If someone can't see it, it doesn't exist. Bit by bit, your sensitivity gets dulled, curiosity replaced by doubt, wonder traded for explanation, obedience for imagination. By the time you're an adult, many of those clear moments, intuition, synchronicity, dreams are dismissed as coincidence, wishful thinking, or illusion. I remember a time in my 20s, I kept getting download CDs, patterns in my life repeating. Friends told me, "You're reading too much into it," but I couldn't shake the feeling. Eventually, I started writing down dreams, symbols that recurred. I began to notice that ideas I imagined at night would show up during my day, in conversations, in books, in moments I thought were random. That realization that I was not outside life, but flowing in it, was a turning point. Magic isn't about wands or lightning. It's about alignment, your intention, what you deeply want, your emotion, how you feel about it, your belief or worldview, what you assume is possible. When these are in harmony, you step into the version of yourself already living your outcome. It's not forcing the universe to obey. It's waking up to the version of reality where your desire is already true, and aligning with it. Here are 4 models by which people frame magic for themselves. Each is a lens, a tool, not absolute truth. Perception, mind model. Change your beliefs, your self-image. If you believe you are lucky, you move differently, act differently. The world reflects that. Spirit, external model. You participate in rituals, offerings, relationships beyond the visible spirits, ancestors, natural forces. For many, this is old, essential. Subconscious/symbolic model. Meaning, symbols, gesture, ritual, metaphor are languages of the inner mind. Candle, sigil, dream, all messages. Simulation, quantum style model. Reality is responsive to observation, attention, will. Maybe, just maybe, what you attend to alters probabilities, shifts possibilities. You can pick a model that feels true, or borrow from several. What matters is not which model you believe, but how engaged you become with it. To practice magic consciously, there are 5 essential elements. Think of these as the bones that support your magic. Desire, not vague, not lukewarm. Sharp, visceral, that thing your body feels, your soul craves. When desire is specific and felt deeply, your energy charges. Example, wanting success versus wanting a creative path that nourishes me, work that lights me up, impact that feels like home. The latter moves you differently. Timing, resonance, magic flows in cycles. The moon, your emotional tides, your rhythms. Starting something during a waxing moon, at dawn, or when your heart feels expansive, ease aren't just poetic markers, they sync you with natural current. Probability, not defying natural laws, but nudging odds, rather than expecting your wish to drop from the sky. Aligning action plus belief plus focus, so more doors open. Small shifts matter. Will, commitment, sustained focus, clearing away distractions, doubts, internal conflicts. The strength to follow through even when nothing looks changed will keeps the structure alive. Symbolism, the language the deep mind understands. Image, shape, color, ritual, metaphor, candles, sigils, stories, symbols. They aren't fluff. They carry meaning. They speak beneath identity. When all five are aligned, magic is possible not by accident, but by design. Let me share two stories. The artist and the synchronicity. Ella, an artist in her early 30s, felt stuck. She desired a breakthrough. She wanted her work to matter, to reach people. One morning, she painted a symbol in a sketch, not fully understanding why it felt like something calling her. Later that week, in a coffee shop, she saw that exact symbol in a mural. Her heart leapt. She took it as a sign. She acted. She made prints, shared them online, used that symbol as her brand's anchoring image. People responded, more than she expected. Not overnight, but over months. Her desire got sharper. She used the symbolism, aligned with timing. She, after a period of inner clarity, kept her wall posting, refining, and began to believe she was already the artist whose work moved people. The scientist's experiment. Michael, a researcher, skeptical by training, began exploring experiments about intention affecting outcome, things like focus on random number generators. Initially, he found tiny but measurable effects. But more than data, what struck him was the change in himself. He became more aware of his emotional state before experiments. He realized that calm, clarity, belief enhanced results. He then used ritual of centering, breathing, visualization before doing work that mattered. Presentations, proposals, outreach. He noticed his communications landed better. His proposals got read more fully. His projects got traction. These real-life stories show magic is not mystical weirdness, it's human lives aligning, being focused, being intentional. But there's resistance, the shadow, the parts inside you that hold fear, shame, old beliefs. These are not optional. They are always present. You might want transformation, but harbor beliefs that you don't deserve it, that money is bad, that good people don't ask for what they deserve. Unacknowledged. These beliefs leak into everything. You act one way on the surface, but below there's static. Your rituals, your affirmations, your intention, it all gets scrambled. Shadow work means turning toward those parts, not to judge, but to understand. Where did this belief come from? Who told you this? What story have you been carrying that doesn't belong to you? Because magic amplifies. If you don't clear the internal noise, your intention can backfire or stagnate. I once tried manifesting a partnership of my own to collaborate deeply. I scripted affirmations, made symbolic gestures, yet things kept falling apart. It took me months to realize the patterns. Deep down, I believed no one could really understand my vision. I feared betrayal or judgment. So while I was outwardly making magic, inwardly I sabotaged it. When I confronted that, admitted the fear, reflected, shifted those beliefs, everything else changed. The right people showed up. Conversations shifted tone. Doors opened. Magic is not a showpiece. It is a long game. It asks for patience. Often results are subtle. Sometimes the outcome you want looks different from what you expected, but if you are aligned, you will recognize the result. Consistency matters. Doing something small every day. Writing a symbol. Lighting a candle with intention. Setting your mind in the morning with a thought. Acting with clarity. Don't give up when nothing seems to shift. The ground often moves underneath before it appears above. Science and mysticism have been inching closer. The observer effect in physics. Studies showing how focused intention correlates with small statistical deviations. Experiments with consciousnesses suggest reality may be more interactive than previously believed. You don't need to prove everything at once. You don't need full certainty. What matters is evidence enough for you, enough to begin to trust your inner guidance. When you see synchronicities and you need calls, ideas show up, symbols appear, repeat lithos are the cracks in the framework. glimpses of magic at work. Let's walk through a practice together. Choose a desire that matters. Write it down. Feel it in your body. Identify symbols or signs that resonate. Maybe an image, a color, a phrase. Pick a timing that feels aligned. Morning, a new moon. After finishing inner reflection, prepare your space or mind. Ritual, meditation, breath work, calm. Hold belief. Take actions, even if small. Observe signs. Journal what moves. Notice when your internal state shifts. When resistance arises, fear, doubt, shame, don't push it away. Explore it. Shadow work, self-reflection, perhaps journaling, therapy, guidance. Over weeks, months, your perception changes. You begin to see opportunities you used to miss. Your intuition sharpens. You act from inner alignment more than external expectation. Here is what I want you to leave this video knowing. You were never powerless. You've always been participating in reality. Your life has been shaped by beliefs, by focus, by your internal state of magic in motion, even when you didn't know it. Real magic isn't about special words, rare tools, or perfection. It's about presence, integrity, alignment, and courage. When you start to see yourself as a creator, not just a reactor, when you begin directing your thoughts, beliefs, symbols, actions, the quality of your experience shifts. You will face inner resistance. That's part of the path, but that means you're on the edge of what's possible. Magic isn't a myth, it is a birthright, and everything you want, clarity, connection, purpose, meaningful life, is already possible when you align. So begin now. Choose intention. Speak your symbols. Feel your truth. Embrace your shadow. Trust your knowing. You are magic.